All right, y'all, get fired up. Today, we are going to change the game. I'm going to share the 4-step funnel that got my client $400K in 90 days. I'm going to explain the theory and the science to it. But before I do that, you know me, I'm going to share a story with you. So, as we all know, Steph Curry, or I hope you would know, just absolutely destroyed the finals in the Olympics for America, USA, getting the gold. He hit 4 consecutive shots that were just mind-boggling. The last one is probably the most iconic basketball shot in Olympic history. Now, although that performance was exceptional, it took exceptional sportsmanship up to that point for him to get those results. So if you want to be Steph Curry in your industry, you have to first make Steph Curry type of changes in your industry. When Steph Curry hopped in the game and he was hitting all these threes, he blew the world's socks off. He changed the game of basketball. He is attributed for being someone who changed the game from being more focused on twos. Threes was like this risky business thing to threes being essential. Basketball games started going over 100 points consistently because players were focused on getting good at threes because that was a greater outcome for them than focused on what everyone else had been doing for years. It's mind-blowing how often I have to convince people what they need to do in their business. That's actually why I started transitioning into being a coach rather than just doing the service for people, because I would tell them, oh, well, you need longer form nurture, you need an ebook, or you need a free course, or you need something like that so that your audience is getting more of you so that they trust you more when you get on the phone with them. And a lot of the times I'll hear things like, well, my competitors don't have an ebook. Then I'll have to ask them, well, do your competitors have the results you want? Do they have the awards you want? Do they have the lifestyle you want? So why are you focused on what they're doing? Right? It makes me think of that old adage where it's like, if you're focused forward, you're going to get there. But if you're looking back at the person in second place, they're going to pass you up. It's like, you can't be looking back at what everyone else is doing. You have to be looking up at what the people at the top already did so that you can innovate on what already got people the gold medal. Right? So let's start thinking like gold medal players. So that's the segue into the 4 things that made 400K in 90 days in the funnel that we set up for my client, Enoch. So when people think about funnels, they often think of the traffic or the sales aspects of a funnel. You know, the most people see it at the top, and then some people click, and then some people watch, and then some people actually opt in, and then some people actually buy after that, right? After being followed up with, or some people actually purchase immediately. You can also flip it on its head and think about how 3% of the market is ready to purchase today, but 17% of the market is interested but not ready to purchase today. And then the rest of the market is either completely unaware that the solution you have is relevant to them, or it's completely irrelevant to them entirely. So you have to then flip that over with your funnel. You have to think about the fact that only the smallest percentage are ready to purchase right now. So you can't advertise thinking that people are just ready to purchase right now, even if they have the problem and they're suffering greatly, or even if they're further up the funnel and are actually interested in looking for information on that. And they're not just trying to buy right now, but like they're educating themselves, they're preparing themselves, they're gearing themselves up, right? You have to think about nurturing that person. You have to think about converting the person at the bottom, nurturing the person above them. You have to think about progressing the people who are aware but not really actively doing it into the next stage. And then you have to create awareness at the top, right? That's 4 levels. The top is introduction. It's awareness. These are follower ads. This is people getting exposed to who you are. Hey, I'm this person and I created this change and now I live this lifestyle and I did this for this client and they had this lifestyle, right? Follow me for more. That person is then introduced to you to then get into your page. They are still in the top of the funnel. I don't care if they clicked in. I don't even care if they followed you after clicking on your introduction ad. They are still in the awareness stage until they get to step 2. Step 2 is what I call the progression stage, where now this person has gone from being introduced to now progressing towards actually being convinced that they are needing to make a purchase from you. So they go from introduction to progression. Progression is short form to long form. Long form is where they're actually getting nurtured by you. They're listening to you. They're understanding what you have to say. They're binging what you are having to share with them until they actually want to get your offer, till they're convinced that your offer, your free offer, is relevant to them. Now, having free offers does not discount your brand. A lot of people think, oh, well, if I give away free stuff, dude, everyone gives away free stuff. Sam's Club gives away free samples. People go sometimes just for the free samples and then leave with hundreds of dollars. Ask any dude who has a girlfriend who goes to Sam's Club. I promise you, she was not planning to spend $300, but look, it was a good deal and the free sample. It's the name of the game everywhere you go. You have to introduce people to you. That's free value. To give them longer value, which is free value. To give them even more value when they get to step 3, where they go from the long form content, where they're going from the long form writing or the YouTube video to your course or your free offer. I made this thing, check it out. And then that's just the segue into getting them to step 4, which is your conversion content. So step 3 is an ebook. It is a free course, which can also be step 4, but I'll get to that in a second. And it can be a VSL or really anything in that type of vertical of thinking. You can innovate on that any way you want. Don't just think that there's only a couple ways to do this. Then step 4 is your conversion content. So that's where it's either book a call where they're on the call and they're speaking with you, or it is in that free course, which I say could also be step 4, where at the end of each module is a prompt to either get on a conversion call or to purchase below. It is now you are getting people to execute. That can also be a Google Doc or an ebook itself. You can remove anything from 3 and replace it into 4 if the goal outcome is conversion. Introduction, short form, progression, long form. Then step 3 has to just be a ton of value. The nurture is what is nurturing them to purchase. So it can either be longer form than step 2, like a VSL, or it can just be more valuable. It can solve a specific problem for them to then get to step 4, where they're actually having a vehicle to purchase from you. They are able to click below and enter their information to purchase. They are able to speak with you on the phone and purchase. Whatever way you want to convert is what step 4 is. And then you just have to reverse engineer that sale from step 4. With my credit client that I mentioned, 400K in 90 days, we got their Instagram popping. We were running ads. Then we were retargeting them with ads that were longer for them to sit and listen to and understand, okay, these people can actually solve this problem for me. And then we got them to either book a call directly, which is technically skipping a step, but on that same funnel, we gave them the option to go into step 3, nurture content, to purchase a course where the first module was free, and then they purchased the rest that they wanted, or they clicked to get into step 4, purchase. You don't have to make people watch the whole video to purchase with you. That's why you make call to actions all the time, because it's like, if you don't want to listen to this video and do it yourself, call me. If you don't even have enough time for that, perfect. Call me. You can get people to skip steps all the time, but you have to make sure that the vehicle nurtures them all the way down the funnel and all the way up the pyramid. Fuel for thought. I hope that was valuable and helpful for you. If you have comments, questions, concerns about your business or about growing in any aspect, go ahead and let me know. Hit me up. DMs are open. I have calls available. I have VSLs available where I go in depth on how we did 400K in 90 days with Enoch's Credit Company. If you need one-on-one personal help, I now also have made that available. And personally, I like doing that better than doing done for you solutions. I'd rather teach you how to have a skill and how to grow any business you have and have the repertoire, what you need to do with that, because I also have the manpower to help you behind me. So that being said, I'm Nathaniel Clemetson at Clarity Media CEO. I run an agency called Clarity Media Solutions, and I have a program called Clarity Media Live where you learn how to do all the things that I've done to get incredible results for other businesses. You can learn more about my story in the description, as well as links to all the things I just mentioned. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube for more, all that good stuff. You know how this works by now. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate your time.